Hey everyone, this is Neil with Wasted Paper here, bringing you another fountain pen review. This time we're looking at a company that I've wanted to check out for a while now, but they haven't actually had a model that really spoke to me until this one. They came out with some new colorways for this. I talked about this in my news video here. And as soon as the pre-orders went up, I ended up ordering one. Let's get into it. Starting off with the box, you have this nice slipcover that's really reminiscent of Leonardo's slipcover. It's that same black and same material. I believe they are under the distribution umbrella of Leonardo now, but it also has this nice decal on the front with the gold lettering there. Inside of that, you have a black box. Inside of there, we have information on the company. Getting this booklet with the pen, I think, is a really good addition, especially for a company that I'm not familiar with, and I'm going to assume many people out there aren't. And now we have the pen in this gorgeous yellow resin. These white inlays on here, they describe them as mother of pearl, and it really does have that chatoyant effect. Look at this, that's so cool. You almost get, this might be a weird comparison, but like ice cubes is the look I'm thinking of. It's just got that different pieces as you go around there. Oh, and the black too, look. See how it's a little dark? Well, when I turn it, there's black. Kind of hides in the material, that's really cool. On the top and bottom, both finials are pointed, very reminiscent of Leonardo's. Down from that, you have this clip, which is a unique design. It actually has this like step up right here. I'm not used to seeing clips like that. It's a little hard to get under here, but once you get under that, the resistance isn't too bad. It also comes with this little charm that says Radius 1934. From my research, 1934 is when this company was founded and started. Additionally, Radius stands for Ray, which I think befits this pen because this is like a sun theme. On the back of the cap, it's stamped Radius 1934. Down from that, you have their cap band, which is adorned with some diamond cutouts. Very nice. From there, you have more of this resin, more of those black bits too, just hiding in there. That's so unique. I don't know that I've seen that on other pens where it's dark and then gets the black stripe out of nowhere. This pen is a cartridge converter. There is a step down you can feel right here, but it obviously has no cutout for a piston filler or anything like that. But you can feel the step down right here. The pen unscrews in just under one full rotation. And then you have your nib, which to me looks like a Yovo nib. I will verify that. It says Radius Superior on it, 1934. The grip section is sizable. I don't feel like I'm going to have any issues with that. And then your threads right here are very, very small and super smoothed out. You can barely tell those are there. That's actually really nice. You almost just glide over them. There's a little bit of a scratch, but not like anything that's going to harm you in any sort of way. And they're actually super even with the body of the pen. Let me see if I can show that up close. Look at that right there. It's almost even from the body of the pen to those threads. They barely stand up. Inside the pen, you have a converter that is a screw converter like Leonardo's. And it's actually unbranded, which is kind of interesting to me. I wonder why they went that route. And then obviously on the inside of there, you have your feed. I'm curious if the nib is detachable. I'm going to check that. Yeah, it looks like the nib does unscrew and come out, so you could swap this in for another nib if you're interested in doing that. When it comes to posting, the pen does post and it posts securely. Really no issues there. I think it's light enough too, especially if you write farther back on here. I don't know how far you guys hold your pens, but I'm pretty close when I do mine. But if you were to hold it farther back, I think the cap on here adds just the right amount of length to be just fine to do that. As for inking this pen, I'm going with Helianthus. This is a really, really nice yellow ink that is still legible, which is kind of hard to do in the pen world. Maybe you have some recommendations for me. I'd love to check out, but this is a really popular yellow ink that's kind of my go-to. It describes itself as sunflower. As for my writing sample, I'm going to be using these storyboard pocket notebooks. These are made by Endless. They just got on stock, or maybe I just found them on Endless Pen's website. And I had tried some like pull apart notes I was given as a sample from a different pen company of this brand's paper. I really liked them. And when I saw they had these little pocket notebooks, I'm like, oh, wait, we might have a contender to replace my favorite ones. So we're using it here for my writing sample. As for the flex, this is with no pressure, with, none, with, none, with. Pulling back now to look at the writing sample. I have a medium nib on here. I don't know if I said that before, but it writes amazing. Honestly, this kind of wrote like a dream almost. It has a really nice sensation to it. When looking at the flex, there's really not any. This is a steel nib, but I mean, there is none. I have a little more ink here, but even that's not much more. And here you can see it up close, there's nothing. I always forget to test this is can the pen write under its own weight? I am a heavy-handed person when it comes to writing, but there's many light-handed people out there. You're probably better than I am. Evan never could be. Sorry, I kind of choked on my words there, but I think I want to start testing that for people that are curious. Here's the pen under its own weight. I'm going to try to just balance it with my finger so it doesn't go everywhere. But, oh, you can already kind of see it. And the results are in. Works just fine under its own weight. So light-handed people, you're going to be right at home. As for size comparison, I have my Lamy Safari, and I actually have a Leonardo Memento Zero here. I did a video on this one recently. This is the Atlas Stationer's exclusive pen. The reason I'm going to use this one instead of my Custom 823 is I see a lot of similarities for sure, but I think there's enough differences here that I think some people may want to see them. As far as the length goes, the Radius Settimo sole is actually longer than the Memento Zero, and since it's longer than that, it's also going to be longer than the Safari. Once the caps are off, they're all pretty similar, near identical as far as length goes. The Safari may take it, but it's so slight you can barely tell. I want to point out some differences here too though. Look at this. So the threads on this are very small. There's not very many at all, which just means there's less inside of the cap because the Leonardo Memento Zero also only takes about one rotation to get off. But then as far as accents and details on here, you can really see the differences. You got your ring there, here. The nibs are obviously different. The grips are definitely different. This one flares out more like Esterbrook nibs do versus this one being completely straight like that and kind of tapering down. Even your back points are kind of different here. You can see how this one tapers a lot more and it ends up having a smaller end piece. I don't know if you can totally tell, but in person you can tell the end finial on here is definitely shorter and smaller diameter wise than the Leonardo one. Once they're posted though, the Settimo sole actually becomes the smallest one, but it's by such a small amount, then the Leonardo, then the Lamy Safari. Let me know if you all would be interested in me doing a full video on differences amongst these two pens. The nibs, the writing, the experience, everything about it, because I actually think I would be really interested in doing that. And I think Radius, especially after trying this one, isn't getting enough love on here that I think they deserve. The MSRP for this pen is $205. I bought mine off Endless Pen's website for $174. I think this is a really good introduction to this company. I think with these three new colorways, they can hopefully branch out and separate and kind of get known more. What they had prior was just like solid color, like black. They had one that was a bit unique that I liked. A lot of their models kind of fell in the very samey kind of look area, and I don't think that they deserve that, especially after trying this. There's some nuances here that I really think stand out and uniqueness to this pen, especially when considering this resin disappearing and getting that chatoyant effect of the black lines and the white. It's really good. I think they nailed this. I think I'm really happy with this model. All that being said, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.